Yeah, well, I went there in 1962. Um, um, it was a 5-year course at that time. I think it was only for a short period of time. But anyway, so the first year we were not at the campus. We were in Kamacha. I don't know if you even know where it is, or I have no idea what they do now. But so first year we stayed there in Kamacha and in the hostel there. And I don't even remember actually going to the main campus. Um, my fondest memory of uh, going there is friendships that we developed the first year. And we were all 17, at least I was 17 years old, and most of my classmates were 17, 18 years old. So we were kids. And so we really, for the first time, we got out of the house. I grew up in my father was clerk in a post office, so we were like a lower middle class family. We didn't have much. We had enough food and shelter. So first year, I I don't remember exactly, but after a couple of months, I got the scholarship. So the first time in my life, I had some money, and uh, so I was kind of out of control and going to a lot of movies, and so I was really not paying attention to studies, and um, which was pretty bad. And but I did good in exam. Uh, in those days, you don't know, but mechanical engineering was the most prized branch. One wanted to go into mechanical engineering, and I was lucky enough to be getting there at the top. I think, uh, I don't know what my rank was out of 120 that we got admitted into mechanical engineering, but there were like, I think 500 or 600 students in the first year. So all of us went to different branches, and most of us had mechanical engineering as a first choice. So that is, but the friendship was really how much fun we had together. And I was kind of a crazy kid. So actually, I was really out of control. Probably all my classmates thought, this is the truth, that I'm never going to pass the first year. So what happened when the time came, for about 6 weeks before the exam, uh, I used to study day and night, and no friendship, no movies, nothing. So I did actually very good in exam all 5 years. I was most likely like number 10 in my class, even though I kept cutting classes all along the way. I never went to the labs that I can remember. We had a lot of labs in the morning. I was the only one in the hostel, actually, get up at 9:30, 10 o'clock. But somehow I managed to do pretty good. Um, but that's not the right way to go to college, obviously. I realized that because I didn't do much. I just crammed stuff and did okay. But because that's my experience. But the friendship with most of my classmates, and we used to have a lot of fun, pick on each other, have nicknames for each other, and uh, then my best friend was my classmate, and we stayed friends for life. First of all, when I came here, in my life, I don't plan a lot of things. I just do it uh, instinctively. Or so one of my classmates was actually coming to the United States, and he was almost at the bottom of the class. So I ran into him, and he said, "I'm going to the United States." But I said, "You are the last, one of the last people in our class. how the hell you're going there? He said, well, I got a scholarship. So I said to myself, I can go too. So I came back and I applied, but I didn't get any scholarship. I got $700 loan from the government of India. So I applied to colleges. I had no idea what was the ranking of the colleges in the United States. I just applied randomly. There were no books, no maps at that time in India available that I know of anyway, because maybe I didn't do a lot of research. And so I was going for the cheapest. So I got admitted to just about everywhere, I believe, wherever I applied. And Banco was so famous, even in the United States, that they waived my GRE even. So I didn't take GRE to come to the United States. I just took TOEFL. You have to take English exam at that time. I took that. Story short, I ended up at Cornell, but I had no scholarship and no money, $700. And I showed up. Uh, because the way I grew up, my father was really very, he was super intelligent human being, and real entrepreneur. But he didn't have any seed money. So, but he was always an optimist. And he said, you can accomplish anything in life. You shouldn't worry about every little thing. You just go ahead and keep plowing ahead. That was he used to tell us. He said, but you have to be number one in your class. Anything you do, you have to be the best. That's what he used to preach us. And he was the best. I mean, he was an incredible human being. So anyway, so I showed up there. And so first week I went to every professor there if I could be a teaching assistant or work on some project. So I got to work on a project. But my experience there was awful because I wanted to finish my master's in 2 semesters because I didn't have any money. And NASA grant was only available for 2 semesters, if I can remember. It was a long, long time ago. So I wanted to finish it. And since I didn't study very much when I was at Banco, so I was not used to studying every single day, because I just plow my way through in life. So it was a very difficult. Then there were only like 6, 7 students in master's program in mechanical engineering. I didn't even know their names. Nobody talked to each other. Um, and but I couldn't. I went to really very bad schools when I was growing up, elementary schools. We didn't have any schools at that time. They were very bad. So, but I could read and write English, but I couldn't talk in English. So, or I couldn't even understand what they were saying anyway, even the professors. So it was a very difficult period, the first 2, 3 months for me. So my experience was not very good there, but there were at that time 700, 800 Indian students there at Cornell already, even though we were only allowed after 1964 civil rights law. So in 5 years, I went there in 69, there were at least 800 Indian students. So it was a big population. So we kind of associated with each other, and that's so. But I was there only for 9 months. Yeah, we grew up really in a good household. My parents were very good, and my mother was a very kind person. So I saw her always help others, and so when I getting poor girls married, my brother and I, for many, many years, we gave money to a Jain hospital for years. So we did a lot of charity work. Then I always wanted to do something for Indian society. And so that's why I did the scholarships in 2011. I was giving 24 scholarships a year, tuition fee. You may have seen my name. Well, you're not on the campus, so. But anyway, um, so I was giving 24 scholarships a year since 2011, and I used to send money because there was no uh, established procedure to do that from the United States. So I did that for many, many years. So I was always trying to help others because, I'm a fortunate human being, and, um, I had enough money to give. You can only give if you have. We support quite a bit charities in the United States. And we also, I've given, I think so far, the most money to IIT one else, and I'm not super rich um, because that college has produced super rich people that live in the United States. Actually, 3 billionaires already through the foundation. So my vision is to help our alma mater, in turn help India. That's really my main purpose because Indian taxpayers paid for me, um, paid for my education, and I really have not done anything for India. I have created a lot of jobs in the United States. I have saved thousands of jobs by saving companies. Uh, I have 3 patents in my name. And so I created a lot of jobs. So, so I wanted to do that for India. It's my motherland, and it's poor. So, United States is a rich country. My few $1 million is not going to make a difference here, but it will make a big difference in India.